Hello everyone, my name is Ruohai and I'm going to talk about the method of Loci. So we have learned about the memory. How do we get the memory from the outside input and stimulus such as image, voice, sound, and touch feelings? And our brain will work on those information and store the information firstly as a short-term memory, and when we practice and reuse them and reinforce, it becomes our long-term memory. And another question becomes as what is the method we can improve our memory? And here we are going to talk about the memory of Loci, which has been used for a long time. And as we know, to really strengthen the memory, we need something as very strong stimuli, such as very visual stuff like rainbow, something we are familiar with, like the food we like and our family member's face. And also it's something in order, such as 1, 2, 3, 4. Those numbers are easy to remember compared to the random numbers. So, however, in the real life, not everything is so perfectly or easy to remember. As we said, the random digits are difficult to remember, such as the digits of pies. And also the name, as I do, I have very challenging time to remember all different names from many countries, and I even don't know how to pronounce their name. And also the abstract concepts, which takes time to even understand, and it also very challenging to remember. So by talking about a lot of the challenge in our memory, and we are introduced the methods of Loci. So Loci means, in Latin, it means places. And it is a method of memory enhancement which has really led using the visualization and use the spatial memory by and with familiar informations about our environment. And with that, we can quickly and efficiently record information we want to remember. And this method has been developed as the oldest known mnemonics strategy from 2000 years ago from like ancient Greece and Roman. And Macro Tullius Cicero, he is a very famous scientist and theorist, and he has write book about this method 2000 years ago. And let's look into the more details of the method of Loci and how to use it. Firstly, we need to find a memory palace. For example, it can be the house we live, or our classrooms, our school, or anywhere we are familiar with. And then secondly, we have to do is to separate the memory palace into different parts. For example, in our house, we have bathroom, we have living room, we have bedroom. So each parts are part of this memory palace. And we need to fill each part with a piece of information we need to remember. For example, if we need to remember three things like cats, table, and three. So we put each of the items we want to remember into each part of the memory palace. For example, I put the cat into the living room, So there is a cat playing something in the living room, and I put the table in the bedroom next to the bed. And then I put number three in the bathroom, which could be the time of the clock at that time. So by connecting all the items into each part of the memory palace, then in the last step we build a story to connect all the parts together. And the story will lead us to remember all the different pieces, which they could be randomly separated. And we can see this is a more detailed graph and steps about the method of Loci I just talked about. Firstly, we need to find a palace, a place, and then we need to find the path, build the path. Also, each of the parts are the locations, and we place them, each items into all the parts, called placing. And finally, we organize all the different pieces as a whole story and we build it up, which is called drawing here. And let's let's look at an example. And to make it simple, there are just three items: dog, 1888, and Canada. So with these three words, we found a memory palace. For example, here, I just found a square as my palace, or it can be a house. And I separate the square into three pieces. And I put each items, the dog into a green, blue box, and 1888 put into green square, and Canada into the blue square. And then I would think how I want to make an order of the three pieces. And 1888 to me looks like a year. And usually in the beginning of story, we will have the year first. So I put that number as number one. And Canada is a country, which is a big country as a location. That can be where the story would happen. And I want to put it as number two. And dog is an animal, and dog can do many different things. So it could be the subject or object in this story. And I put it in number three. And then with all those orders and items and separate them in order, I create a story with the three words. In 1888, on the first issue of National Geography, there was a story about a dog survived with his owner in the wild of Canada for over 50 days in the winter. So and we can look at the graph, and it's dog in the winter and who lives in Canada, and in that harsh weather, he survived with his owner. So which become a very significant story as a very powerful story, and we can remember it much easier. And it also helps even know National Geographic has been born in 1888. Then we can also say this method is also called memory journey, and it really looks like we create a journey map of different items and we connect all of them. Here is another example as an application of this method in the real world. And the phone number could be very difficult to remember, and they use different items they are familiar with associate with a number they know about, and they just create a story from the beginning of the trail, baseball fields, and how many big trees in the yard, and how many school fields they have been played, and all those very familiar items they know, and place them into with all the phone numbers. So last but not least, let's make a practice, and so everyone can think by yourself and create your own story, and we will share that after the class. So I will give you 5 words: emotion, car, Mars, 1218, South Africa. So just think about how to place, how to find, firstly, how you need to find your memory palace, and then you need 5 different parts in your palace, and put each of the words into those parts of the palace and create your own story. Okay, now time's up. Here is what I thought, and what's your idea? If you have questions, please let me know. And I hope this could be very visual to help you to associate all different words and create a whole story if you are familiar with. Thank you so much.